Eddy Gordo uses the fighting style capoeira to confuse, frustrate, and dance circles around his opponents. He can seemingly attack you from anywhere, and before you know it, you're up in the air eating a hefty combo. His mix-ups can be really annoying to deal with, and a wrong guess could cost you 50% of your health or entire rounds. This video attempts to show you his strengths, weaknesses, and most importantly, how to deal with Eddy Gordo. Eddy has a phenomenal backdash. It is by far the best in the game. He can be hard to hit at times because he can often backdash way out of your range and whiff punish whatever you attempted to do. Eddy has great range. His long legs often can hit you in places where you can do nothing but block or get out of dodge. His down forward 4 is a really long ranged low that knocks down on counter hit. His standing 4 is a great keep out tool, and anything out of relaxed stance can poke you at a distance. Eddy at range can be a monster to deal with. Because of his range and backdash, Eddy is great at whiff punishing. Quarter circle forward 3 and down forward 3+4 are amazing whiff punishers into full combos. On big stages and infinite stages, an Eddy player will be more than content to backdash all day long, waiting for you to do something for him to whiff punish. Eddy is one of the few characters in Tekken 7 that can launch punish from -13 in crouching position. If you're fighting Eddy, you should be really careful using a move that leaves Eddy crouching and at -13 frames. A good Eddy player will also duck your highs and go straight into while standing 1-3, so make sure you check him with mids every so often. Eddy at first glance can be quite confusing. He has a ton of moves that lead into significant damage. If you duck, he's got answers for that, and if you attack in the wrong place, he has counter hit setups to get you too. He definitely has his fair share of weaknesses to balance out these strengths. Eddy is always dancing back and forth, so because of this, he has a very weak sidestep. Players with strong while running moves like Kazumi, Dragunov, and also Ling can terrorize Eddy because he often has to block and guess on the mix-up. Eddy only has one POWERCRUSH, and it's in his headstand stance. This makes dealing with pressure a lot harder with Eddy than it does for certain other characters. He has little choice but to guess duck or watch the opponent carefully for openings. Eddy has difficulty when people are in his face. Most characters have backdash, sidestep, and POWERCRUSH to deal with a lot of defensive situations, so with Eddy essentially missing 2 of those, it takes a lot of work and solid gameplay for Eddy to get someone off him. With his back to the wall, Eddy is by far at his weakest. Surprisingly, despite his reach, a lot of Eddy's key moves are quite linear, so if you're moving around a lot, it can be quite hard for Eddy to hit you with his most damaging moves. There is a really great chart made by a user on Reddit which lists the side you should step every character. I highly recommend checking that out. Use these weaknesses to your advantage. Eddy and relaxed is where a lot of players tend to have the most trouble fighting Eddy. First, you should find the move for your character that hits Eddy when he is in this position consistently. If Eddy uses a transitional move to get into relaxed position and you block it, he is not safe and you can always hit him out of relaxed position. If Eddy is super offensive, you can also use a launcher to interrupt the move that he's trying to do. Up forward 3 is the scariest transitional move because of the mix-up. If you block the first hit, it's 50-50 from there, and Eddy will either do a low or a mid launcher. Just don't duck and eat the low if it comes to it. It's a slow move and smart Eddies won't use this because it's easily sidesteppable to either side. Headstand is not as scary as relaxed position, though his only power crush is in headstand, so it's best not to be too offensive in this position. The best way to deal with headstand is to block or backdash his mix-up. There really isn't anything too scary in headstand, so if you see it, just backdash and chill. Be careful of the throw when he's in headstand because it's unbreakable. Again, backdash also defends against this. You can block the second part of this even if the first hits. It's -12 and you can do your while standing 12 frame punish from there. If both hits hit you, don't press anything. A down forward 2 is likely coming and will counter hit you into launch because it's a frame trap. This is the move most Eddies will use up close. It high crushes and hits the opponent low, scaring them into not pressing any more buttons. Don't be scared if Eddy only does the first part, you can hit him out of whatever he tries to do next. You can even try hop kicking for the hard read. The only thing you should really be scared of if he does the second part of this move. Though it's -13, so most Eddies won't do it too often. If Eddy starts running at you, start sidestepping. Slide is easily sidestepped to any side and you can punish him in relax and avoid any mix-up he tries on you. He can only really mix this up with forward 3 into relaxed, which is also sidesteppable, or run right up into your face, which is a position that Eddy really doesn't want to be in anyway. A common move, which was the nightmare of many players in Tekken Tag 2, in Tekken 7 it's nerfed and it's no longer a natural counter-hit combo. Back 1-4-3 is punishable on block, but be careful that Eddy might do the follow-up. It's probably best to press nothing and wait for Eddy to show you his next move and punish that accordingly. This move is only scary on counter hit. If you block it, like I said earlier, in relaxed, you can easily hit him out of whatever he wants to do. Don't let Eddy get away with this move. It's very punishable on block and can be seen if you're looking for it. There is no real mix-up either, so learn to see this move and punish it with your biggest punish. Eddy will use this move to close the gap and surprise the opponent when they're not expecting it. Blocking it right up close is -12, but hit any later and it's 100% safe. You can sidestep it easily though if you're far away enough. Eddy's Rage Art is not safe. It's -22 on block and you can launch it easily. Of course, this is by no means a definitive guide to beat an Eddy, but I hope this guide demystifies the character a little and gives you ideas of how to beat his shenanigans using your main. I highly recommend going into training mode and learn to defend against him using your character's defensive options to really master this matchup. I really hope you learned something in this video. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more of this kind of content in the future, please consider following the channel as I plan to cover more characters and various other games in the genre other than Tekken. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video real soon.